challenges, experiential challenges, intellectual challenges, motivational challenges, instructional resource challenges, and curricular challenges. So we have 7 themes that is created based from the interviews that we've conducted. So first, numerical challenges. Let's try to dwell on this one. Based upon the interviews, according to them, they have mentioned about quantitative has its numerical features. So when we say numerical features, they have to understand the ANOVA, TITES, and everything, and of which our teachers are not, should we say, not competent in delivering these numerical features because, number one, they all are language teachers and not math teachers assigned by the school principal. Now, because of that idea, our graduates are not graduate. They did not specialize in research because there's no such thing as research specialization in universities. We only have the subjects, and because of that, it's a challenge on the part of the teachers because the only content knowledge they have is language and literatures and except mathematics. And because of that, it's a burden on the part of the teachers to immortalize ideas and to deliver them because of the word not confident, because according to them, they don't have the authority based on what they responded to us. Like, we don't have, like, they don't feel the entitlement to teach mathematics because they don't feel the confidence to do it because they are language teachers. Moreover, we also have the pedagogical challenges, referring to the idea of learning strategies. There are some difficulties in the delivery of instruction. So, for example, I am a teacher and I know how to do it. I have strategies, but sometimes the strategies that we employ we don't know if that's even correct or enough, or that's even sufficient, given the fact that we come from different universities and trainings. We're giving that considerations. So it's difficult to be biased by telling, by saying here in front that as a revision, I know how to do it, and all the other graduates don't know. We're not in that position to tell, but we're in a position to point out that pedagogical challenge is a burden on behalf of all the teachers. So regardless universities where we come from, it doesn't matter at all. Next is experiential challenges. This refers to the number of years of the experiences of teachers. Say for example, it's my first year of teaching, and because of my first year of teaching, I do not have the full grasp of all the content of research because of its complexity and ideas to uncover. As a result, I am like a teacher who is trying to uncover and try to parang kumakapalangkay kung anong meron. And that is when we are pushed again to explore further our competence because this is what is being demanded in the workplace. And that is why teachers have to study, review, collaborate, and that gives us the impression to continue learning, and that gives us the impression that learning is eternal, it's continuous, we will not stop. And I think it's beneficial naman if we continue to learn. Next is the intellectual challenge. This is not being referred to the teacher. They know exactly how to put into context, but this is on behalf of the students. So based on the response of our respondents, according to them, the intellectual capacity of our dear students has something to do why it's difficult to immortalize the idea of research. First is that our students, they are coming from various trainings in schools, say coming from public. For example, KCP, just to give you an information, almost like 8% of the population of the entire Cordillera, the school absorbed that. We have a population of over 2,000 senior high students, of which they all, like majority, 80% of them are coming from the provinces. And when they come to the city, and this is the set standards, there is now a struggle there. And because of that, as they learn, there is some intellectual differences. Now, the thing here is that it's difficult to make biased opinions by telling us that provinces are not good and the city is good. There's no such thing as research that pointed out that thing, but in this research, it's just trying to say that there are some intellectual challenges. Now that idea, we leave it to the other researchers to research that actually. If there's really a difference between provinces and here, so we don't know, because there's no research that has supported that. So we don't want to make that claim. We'll just be biased, or we will just be biased by telling us in front of you. But we just want to tell us that, tell you that intellectual is a burden and a challenge on behalf of the students. And I pass it to you.
So the fifth thing, we term this as motivational challenges. So this would refer to the attitude of the learners, but of course, it becomes a struggle for the teachers because they experience difficulties in delivering research because the attitude of the learner is like when you say research, immediate reaction is that, oh my gosh, it's boring, it's tedious, it's time consuming. So like the students don't realize the importance really of research in their lives. Like they ask, teacher, why is there a research subject? Or why parang saan namin ito gagamitin? So like the teachers are struggling in the delivery of research concepts kasi quantitative siya, so it's really difficult, and then sumasabay the attitude of the learners, like yun, it's really very negative. Like that's why they don't have the interest to do or to finish their tasks, because their mindset is like it's boring, it's nothing, like that. So those were the responses that we were able to get from the teachers. So that would fall under the motivational challenges. So the students don't have the motivation, or maybe their interest is really, yeah. So that is the fifth theme. And then we have the sixth. So it's instructional resources or instructional resource challenges. Because I don't know if it is true to other universities, but in our venue, like they mentioned that they don't have books, they don't have teaching guides. So it was mentioned earlier that our participants were struggling because it was their first time. They are not expert in teaching the numerical features of quantitative research, and then they don't have books to follow. So it's really difficult. And then, like they mentioned that, for example, they would prefer to let the students do a library work to help them in enhancing the output or the research. But then even in the library, they don't have resources to use. So this is the struggle for the teachers. And although we understand that it's their first time, or like first year of, because K to 12, it was just
implemented.
like we are still adjusting. But before integrating the subject, they should have prepared at least, because of course the students are like, the quality of the education is being sacrificed because they don't have the instructional resources, and then the teachers are the ones being burdened because, like, for example, for today this is the topic, and then they don't have a teaching guide. So kung ano yung na-research nila, that's just it. That is what they are going to deliver to the students. So there is really the gap here. And then we have the last theme. So the curricular challenges. So this is because they mentioned that they are confused because they don't know what is the specific output they should require the students. Is it a full blown paper? Is it a proposal? Because teachers of research, sabi nga, there is no specialization as research, right? So we are language major, science teachers. So we have different interpretations when it comes to research. So the students are confused. Like the point of the respondents here is like there is no such standard, or walang standard na example for research. Because if you give this example, they totally copy the example that you have given. So parang there is confusion on the part of the students. There are different definitions, there are different, even the books, iba-iba yung sinasabi. So that is curricular
Just
challenges.
to add probably on the curricular challenges, when we say there is a different definition and interpretation, that's the thing I think there. Therefore, if I am a teacher, I went in a seminar, that is the interpretation of quantitative. Okay, I understood. I entered to a seminar as a different interpretation from a speaker again, and another interpretation. I went back to the school and I teach them. Pero yung kasama kong teacher also joined seminar is different from I. Iba rin ang kanyang naintindihan na interpretation ng author. So now when we are now in the school and we are now delivering it, to the student. The students also are confused. Bakit kay sir ganito? Kay ma'am doon sa kabilang si ano, ganito rin. So there is a confusion on the curriculum interpretation of this. And the only thing we know is that we'll just abide on the competency. We have to fulfill that. But in terms of the unity of ideas, I think there's some issues there actually. And that is why curriculum is a challenge on behalf of the students. And just to give you an idea as well, it's also not sure if are we going to make a full-blown research for the first semester for grade 12, or are we going to make a proposal, or are we going to make, we don't know exactly what is the competency is asking for. And what I did in my class is that we just did a proposal, and so that next semester is a continuation of that. And because of those ideas, that's the reason. Now, on the other schools, say for example, Benguet State University, the interpretation is that it will be just a proposal and that's it. On another private school, they would even say it's a full-blown. And to a national school in Tublay, it's a full-blown. So like August, September, dapat proposal na, tapos the rest of the month, that is now the research. So we have our different understanding of how curriculum is, and there's no, should we say, standard thing? Though it's standard, but there's no specific direction of how teachers will address that. Now, to conclude all of the ideas that we've shared tonight, it's concluded that research is actually a subject that demands resource, knowledge, and varied assistance in order to fulfill the objective stipulated in the curriculum guide of the Department of Education. So which one to point out here? Number one, resource, knowledge, and varied assistance. We need these three combinations for us to immortalize the ideas of research. Another thing is that schools are hereby requested to create assessment and intervention to look into the problems encountered by teachers and various schools across the country. When I say request, create an assessment or intervention, based on our interpretation, there is a need for us to make an intervention on the teachers if they are qualified for such teaching. If it's needed, what kind of resource are the school needed? How many hours do they need this? What are the things that they need? Do they need a seminar for such thing? Because we have to be honest in our institution. All of our faculty for research, they didn't go under, there was no free seminar for research. It's just out of your own that you have to search for your own seminar. And because of that, you have to search for it, okay? Now, these implications will serve as a fundamental baseline in the creation of solution and innovations to current challenges experienced by the teachers in the country. And when I say challenges, by the way, our SOP says that what are the recommendations that you would want to have to curb these challenges. Number one, according to the interview, they said that they asked for a seminar, a training ground, or an opportunity for them to learn and grow, and that they need those things so that they could curb these challenges, of which we have to agree as well. Okay, so with all that being said, this implies now that that we need to provide solutions on these problems. And as a result,
Okay, so basing from the interviews and the responses of our participants, we came up with our suggestions or recommendations to address the challenges that were mentioned a while back. So the first there is evaluate teachers first before assigning the subject, because it was really clear that there are no specific criteria or like standards in order to choose teachers who are going to teach research, because in our study, like all because someone has tried doing research